Hello, in this video, we are going to discuss the natural exponential function. So the natural exponential function has what we call a base e, okay? And you can look here where you're seeing this f of x equals e to the x, and obviously the base is e. Now, e is just a number, okay? It's a special number. It has a lot of special characteristics in the world of mathematics, especially in calculus and a lot of business applications. And E is approximately, you can see here, this 2.71828. You can see here they've actually gone out to 20 decimal places. And E is an irrational number, which just means it's not possible to write its exact value in decimal form. It's a lot like pi. I'm sure you've heard of pi, right? 3.14, blah, 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 blah. That's also an irrational number. That's sort of a special number, does a lot of different things, especially in geometry. So E is just a lot like your number pi, okay? And what you will see a lot, and a lot, especially once you get into calculus, is you will see E used a lot in a lot of applications and different parts of calculus. So anyway, since E is just between 2 and 3, okay, then this is an example here of how the graph looks. This y equals e to the x. It's like I said, it's an exponential growth, okay, because that base is greater than 1. And you can see it's kind of in between that y equals 2 to the x and y equals 3 to the x, because that value of e does fall in between the 2 and the 3. So it just kind of gives you an idea of how that graph will look. Now, one thing I wanted to point out to you is on your calculator, if you're using the TI-36X Pro, you have two different, sorry about that, two different spots where you can get the calculator to just use the E for you. So right here, this key, if you hit that key, it brings up an E with a box, okay? So it would be, say, like E squared or E to the fourth if you just needed to calculate E raised to some power. Also, this key right below that, it's one of those keys, if you hit it one time, it's a pi. The second time you hit it, it's an E, and then the third time would be an I. So once you hit that button 2 times, then you'll see an E come up in your on your calculator screen. So like if you when you're doing some of the application problems, let's say you have like 2000 e to the point 4t or something like that. And they've told you maybe like your t value is 3. So now you need to evaluate 2000 e to the point 0.4 times 3. Okay, so here you would want to actually just use the e key on the calculator instead of just saying like 2.7 or some really rounded version. Just use the E key, and the calculator is pulling in um, this full value of E here, which will make your calculations more exact, okay? So you want to make sure you're using that key on the calculator. If you're using a different calculator, it may or may not have that E key, but that's something that maybe you can Google and look that up for whatever calculator you are using, all right? So we'll talk more about this with some application problems, and I'll see you in the next video.